BR-14 Adjudicator is one of few battle rifles presented in Helldivers 2. It has pretty high damage per round for automatic weapons, which allows it to double tap a lot of small enemies in a game. Do not mistake it for an assault rifle, because an assault rifle shoots intermediate cartridge, like basic Liberator, which uses 5.5mm cartridge, while Adjudicator uses 8mm rifle round. That round, while providing bonuses listed above, make this rifle kick like horse, and require from you basically spend a lot of requisition slips to make BR-14 enjoyable to play, by finally minimizing recoil with help of attachments. Unfortunately, because of poor ergonomics, putting anything on this gun except for the red dot is prohibited, especially those with the 4 times optic, because you will have sway worse than a Jar 5 does. As a whole, in its final state, the Adjudicator can be considered a pretty nice gun to play with. Unlike Scorcher, fully automatic fire here can only normally be used in close quarters and needs to be used only against medium enemies like Devastators, Overseers, Scout Striders, Berserkers, Stingrays, while using it on anything smaller would be a waste, because you just need to do 2 consecutive shots on the small targets, no more. My advice is that you need to run semi-auto on this gun 90% of your whole time, no matter which faction you play against. BR-14 as a whole takes the middle ground in a game balance. While Jar 5 Dominator is the king of medium and heavy enemy destruction, it performs awful against the large groups, while Liberator is good against small enemies, but useless against mediums and heavies. Adjudicator can deal with small enemies and medium enemies, but it does that in a pretty mediocre manner, which makes it decent because of universality it provides in every situation. Basically, this gun is an example of perfect balance. It does not overshadow other weapons like Scorcher does, but at the same time is decent enough to be considered a nice thing on its own. I, for example, like to play with it mostly for aesthetic aspects, because it feels like a space AK. As an AK, we got nice right side charging handle, and magazine insert, which requires our Helldiver to reload it basically like a AK, inserting the front part first and locking the back part. Even the combination of recoil pattern and damage feels nice. It kicks you like a horse and hits your enemy like horse, not like truck. GR5 Dominator hits like truck. Basically, playing with it against the bots turned Helldivers 2 into a completely new experience. Unfortunately, Helldivers 2 is a game where being decently enough in everything is not enough. That's why bringing this thing on a high difficulty will not be a fatal mistake, but will cause some discomfort. On the high difficulty against the bots, there are more devastators than basic enemies, which kills Adjudicator universality advantage, because threats are more specialized and Adjudicator is not fit for them. It takes approximately 5-6 shots in an unarmored abdomen to kill one Devastator or Berserker, and more than half a magazine to kill Devastator in armored part. This makes time to kill extremely slow, especially in a combat where you have to dodge the shots. This leads you to suffer from one specific but oftenly happening scenario, when you will get flooded by Devastators, especially one with shields. It will take 10 seconds on average to kill one Devastator and 20 seconds for shielded one with Adjudicator. In a high difficulty, you mostly will meet patrol that has minimum of 3-4 Devastators, one of which will be shielded. Let's count. 10 seconds plus 10 seconds plus 20 seconds is 40 seconds without counting hulks. It takes 40 seconds to deal with basic patrol on average. During these 40 seconds, 2 or even 3 same patrols will hear the combat and will come to aid their robotic friends, starting a cycle of never-ending combat where patrols come wave after wave without stopping. There are even clips on your screen where me and my friend on difficulty 8 are flooded by enemies on extraction point more and more because I do not have enough firepower to deal with them. Everything was resolved because my less skilled friend brought a Scorcher with him and died multiple times, allowing me to pick up his weapon. Kill everyone and finally extract. If we put it simply, BR14 is aesthetic with a bit of functionality, while Scorcher in AGR5 is functionality with bit of aesthetic. To get the Space AK, you need to unlock Democratic Detonation Warbond, and on the first page you will see your BR14 waiting for you. I recommend unlocking this gun for the sake of diversity in your arsenal, because in the game it is the thing that feels closest to real firearm. Because I promise you, playing with Breaker, Incendiary, GR5, Dominator and Scorcher 3 hours straight will get you bored.